Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going on a deep dive exploring a real classic, The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz.
Oh, yeah, I love that book. It's such a great guide to, well, really just kind of unleashing your potential,
Yeah.
achieving success by harnessing the power of positive thinking and really believing in yourself.
For sure. I think a lot of people can benefit from its core principles and the actionable advice it offers. So we'll unpack all that today.
Awesome. Yeah, let's get into it.
So the book really emphasizes this idea that believing in yourself is like the bedrock of success, right?
Absolutely. Schwartz calls it unlocking your creative power, that
Yeah.
mental energy you need to figure out how to reach your goals.
Totally. And he uses this study by the McKinsey Foundation to drive the point home.
Right, exactly. They interviewed leaders from all these different fields.
And what was the biggest takeaway?
Well, it turns out the most desirable quality in a potential collie wasn't like a specific skill or anything.
Really?
Yeah, it was a burning desire to accomplish things.
Uh-huh. So more about their drive than their resume.
Exactly. That fire in their belly, fueled by their own self-belief. That's what everyone was looking for.
I mean, think about it yourself. Has there ever been a time when believing in yourself really helped you overcome a challenge?
Oh, tons of times. But, the book goes beyond just believing. It talks about the type of thinking that leads to success.
Right. He talks about the difference between just memorizing facts and actually thinking
So
creatively.
he makes a great analogy. He compares memorizing facts to stuffing boxes in a garage.
Okay, I can see that. Useful to have around, but doesn't really help you solve new problems.
Exactly. Successful people, they cultivate this mental agility that lets them see opportunity where others just see roadblocks.
It's about being adaptable and innovative.
Right.
So how do we actually develop that creative thinking muscle? Any tips from the book?
Yeah, actually, there are three things he recommends. First, be open to new ideas, even ones that sound a little out there.
Okay, makes sense. What else?
Second, actively look for experiences outside of your comfort zone.
Push those boundaries.
Exactly. And lastly, take a little time each morning to think about how you can do your work or just life in general a bit better that day.
Like a mini self-audit every morning.
Yeah, it kind of resets your thinking.
He also mentions shaking things up in your personal life to boost creativity.
Imagine a car salesman who decides to join a graphic design club,
Seems random.
but it could totally give them a fresh perspective on advertising. Maybe a new understanding of visual communication that benefits their career.
Cross-pollination of ideas.
Exactly.
But let's be real. There's a lot of negativity out there that can really drain our energy.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So how does the book address that?
Schwartz acknowledges it head on. Negativity is everywhere. It can come from the media, our social circles, even people we love who might unintentionally discourage our dreams.
It can feel like this mental monster chipping away at our self-belief.
Totally. So we need a way to fight back.
Does he offer any strategies for cultivating positivity?
He does. He recommends writing what he calls a sell yourself to yourself commercial.
Okay, what's that?
Basically, you list out all your best qualities. You remind yourself what makes you unique and capable, and then you read it aloud and really internalize it.
Like building a fortress of self-belief brick by brick.
Exactly. But I know some people might think that sounds a bit arrogant.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's not about arrogance. It's about recognizing and celebrating what you're good at. Take a teacher who uses humor to connect with their students. They might highlight that in their commercial, how humor makes them a more effective and memorable educator.
So it's about owning your strengths?
Yes.
But success isn't just a solo mission, right?
Yeah.
Where do relationships fit in?
You've hit on another big point. The magic of thinking big stresses the importance of relationships and treating people with respect. Have you ever run into someone who is just rude for seemingly no reason?
Oh, all the time. It's so
Yeah.
baffling.
Well, the book suggests remembering that everyone, even those people, are dealing with their own stuff.
Mm.
We all face challenges, and when we treat everyone with respect, it just makes for a more pleasant and positive environment.
Creates goodwill. It's about building a support system and understanding that success often comes from being lifted by others.
Exactly. Schwartz even mentions Lyndon Johnson. He had this 10-point formula for success that really emphasized building strong relationships.
Like remembering names and celebrating others' achievements.
Exactly. It's all connected.
So it's not just our internal thoughts. It's about who we surround ourselves with, too.
Hmm.
Which brings us to the book's idea about the quality of our environment.
He uses a great analogy for that. You are what you eat, but for the mind.
Meaning,
The things we surround ourselves with, the people we interact with, the information we consume, it all shapes our thinking.
So if you're constantly bombarded with negativity or surrounded by people who doubt your dreams, it's going to be that much harder to stay positive and motivated.
Precisely. That's why he emphasizes seeking advice from people who are already successful.
Learning from the best.
Exactly. And surrounding yourself with friends who believe in your goals and cheer you on.
Having that support system can make all the difference when you hit a roadblock.
For sure. The book's all about creating this high-quality environment for yourself in every area of your life. Your home, your work, your social circle, even your leisure activities.
Making sure everything around you is nourishing your growth and fueling your ambitions.
Exactly.
The book then moves into talking about attitude and how it speaks volumes even when we don't say a word.
So true. Have you ever walked into a room and could just sense someone's mood before they even said anything?
Oh yeah, totally. It's like this unspoken energy.
Schwartz links that back to our evolutionary past. When nonverbal communication was crucial for survival, we're wired to pick up on those cues.
It's not just what we say, it's how we carry ourselves,
Yeah.
the energy we project.
Precisely. And a positive attitude, it's like a magnet. It attracts people and opens up opportunity.
But how do you stay positive when life throws you curveballs? What's the secret?
He suggests a couple things. First, do what you believe is right, even when it's hard. Living in line with your values builds confidence and a positive outlook.
Makes sense. Guilt and regret can really weigh you down.
Exactly. His second tip might surprise you, though. Take pride in your appearance.
Dress well and present yourself in a way that makes you feel good.
Exactly. When you look your best, you feel more confident, and that confidence shines through.
Interesting how feeling good on the outside can boost your inner confidence.
Totally. But ultimately, the strongest source of a positive attitude is believing in the importance of your work, your goals, your purpose. When you have that conviction, it just radiates outward.
We've covered a lot of ground today: self-belief, creative thinking, positivity, relationships, environment, attitude. What's next on this journey of thinking big?
Well, next, Schwartz tackles something we all experience: fear. He acknowledges how fear, whether it's, rational or not, can be a big obstacle to reaching our full potential.
Even if it's all in our head, it can still hold us back.
Yeah, and he focuses on this fear of other people. Like, we put people on pedestals and forget that they're just human like us. We all have our strengths and weaknesses.
So how do we overcome that feeling of inadequacy or intimidation? Does Schwartz offer any solutions?
He does. He presents confidence as the antidote to fear. He even compares it to an internal immune system. The stronger your confidence, the less you'll be affected by fear.
But confidence isn't always something we're born with, right? How can someone cultivate it?
The book stresses that confidence comes from action. Even if you don't feel confident at first, you have to push yourself beyond your comfort zone, and gradually you'll become more courageous.
Are there any specific actions he recommends to build confidence?
Oh, yeah, he gives some great examples, like sitting in the front row at meetings or classes, making eye contact during conversations, walking with a sense of purpose.
These little things can really make a difference in how we see ourselves and how others perceive us too.
Absolutely. And over time, as you keep doing those things, they'll become second nature. The book also talks about how successful people handle setbacks differently.
There's definitely a resilience and a determination that sets them apart.
Right. They don't make excuses when things go wrong. They see setbacks as learning opportunities and figure out new ways to approach the situation.
He tells a great story about a young couple who wanted to buy their dream house, but they couldn't afford the down payment.
Yeah, instead of giving up, they got creative. The husband got a private loan from the builder, and they both make sacrifices to make the monthly payments work.
It's a great example of how resourcefulness and a focus on solutions can really help you overcome obstacles.
They didn't let finances dictate their dreams. They made it happen by thinking outside the box.
Speaking of making things happen, how do we translate our big ambitions into tangible actions? Planning must play a big role, right?
Absolutely. The book really stresses the importance of planning. You got to break down those big, audacious goals into smaller, manageable steps and map out the path you need to take to get there.
So it's about transforming dreams into concrete actions.
Exactly. Schwartz also suggests studying how other successful people achieved their goals. Learn from their successes and their mistakes.
It's like having a blueprint for success. You can benefit from their experiences.
He makes a good comparison to doctors doing autopsies. They examine what went wrong to prevent it from happening again. Same thing with aviation investigators after a plane crash.
When we analyze our setbacks carefully, we can extract valuable lessons and use those to improve our approach.
Don't waste energy on beating yourself up. Focus on identifying what you could have done differently and use that knowledge to make yourself more deserving of the next opportunity.
Makes sense. So next up, the book dives into the idea of investing in yourself.
Right, and that's not just about money. It's about acquiring knowledge, expanding your skills, engaging in activities that make you think.
So it's all about enriching our minds and expanding our skill set.
Yeah, and those investments pay off big time. Because as your knowledge and skills grow, so does your confidence, which in turn fuels your belief in yourself and helps you achieve those big goals.
It's like a positive feedback loop propelling you forward. But with all the distractions in today's world, how do we stay focused? Any advice from Schwartz?
He has a great technique for those moments when you're procrastinating on something challenging. Just repeat this phrase to yourself. No, I'm ready to work right now. I'm in perfect condition to work right now.
Like giving yourself a pep talk.
Exactly. It helps shut down those doubts and distractions. But beyond that, he stresses the importance of figuring out what your personal distractions are and coming up with strategies to overcome them.
Like turning off notifications or finding a dedicated workspace. Whatever works for you.
Right. It's all about setting yourself up for success. We talked about the importance of relationships earlier. How does the book expand on that?
Well, Schwartz really emphasizes the power of listening.
True listening involves genuine curiosity and a willingness to understand other perspectives. It's about going deeper than surface level chit chat and having those meaningful conversations.
So it's not just about hearing the words, it's about absorbing and reflecting on what the other person is saying.
Exactly. One way to do that is to ask questions that challenge your own assumptions and beliefs. Be open to learning from different viewpoints.
Approaching every conversation with an open mind.
Exactly. And as we've discussed, strong relationships are so crucial for success. When you become a better listener, you nurture those connections and build a support system that can really help you thrive.
It's a win-win. You gain insights from others, and they feel heard and valued, which strengthens the bond between you. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the magic of thinking big, you mentioned you had a 10-point summary of the key takeaways. What are they?
Absolutely. Here are the 10 core principles from the magic of thinking big. Believe in yourself, think creatively, exude positivity, nurture relationships, curate your environment, project a positive attitude, conquer fear with confidence, bounce back from setbacks, plan and learn from mistakes, and invest in yourself.
That's a fantastic roadmap for anyone looking to achieve success in their personal and professional life.
The cool thing is they all work together. They reinforce each other. It's a holistic approach.
And even though the book was written a while ago, the wisdom is still so relevant today.
It really speaks to the enduring power of mindset and self-belief. As we close out our exploration of the magic of thinking big, what's one thing you hope our listeners will take away and put into practice? I'd say pick one of the principles that resonates with you the most and start applying it today. Even small, consistent actions can lead to big changes over time.
That's a great challenge to leave everyone with. Remember, even tiny steps in the right direction can create amazing results. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the magic of thinking big. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Until next time, keep thinking big.